welcome to the daily number workout for fifth grade. We're on the number 31. So let's start off by writing the word form like we always do. Hopefully you already have it written down. You're just checking your work. So this is 31. All right, let's go for the factor pairs. So we have 1 times 31. Does 2 go into 31? Well, since it ends with a 1, it would be even or odd. It would be odd. So that means 2 does not go in. Does 3 go in? Well, if 3 went in, it would end in a 3, a 6, or a 9, and it does not, or a 2. There's a couple different ways you can check on 3s. So 3 does not go in. 3 goes into 30, does not go into 31. 4 goes into 32, so it wouldn't go into 31. 5 goes into only numbers that end in 0 and 5. 6 doesn't go in because 6 goes into 30. 7 doesn't go in, 8 doesn't go in, and pretty much no other numbers go in. So if only 1 and 31 is the factors of 31, it is prime. Not much happening with the number 31, prime. All right, let's go for the good old multiples. So we know the first multiple is 1 times 31 is 31. Get out our scrap paper now so we can start multiplying. So 31, and hopefully you can see my paper clearly, 31 times 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So 62 is the next multiple. Let's do 3 31s. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So 93 is a multiple of 31. 31 times 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 124. 31 times 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 155 is a multiple of 31. All right, 31 times 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 186. 31 times 7. 7 31s. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 217. 31 times 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 248. 31 times 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 279. And then 10 times 31 is 31 with a 0. Boom. Multiples of 31. Very important to know that these kind of multiples, we can't just pop off the top of our head unless we use them a lot. So it's important to get your scrap paper out and calculate yourself. And remember the old addition system that we learned at the beginning with the smaller numbers, you can use now as well. 31 plus 31. And then that would be 62 plus 31 is 93 plus 31 is 124. It would all work out the same because multiplication is just a faster way of doing addition. All right, let's move on to our next categories of fractions, decimals, percents, and ratios. All right, so our fraction is 31 over 100. And we know 31 will not go into 100 evenly. And so we cannot go into a lowest term because this is already in the lowest term fraction. So let's give it a good old equal sign and write it as a decimal. So it's 0 and 31 hundredths. The percent that is equal to that is 31%. Let me get my 3 a little better. And if we go over here to the ratios, we know we'll be finding it as 31 colon 100 or 31 to 100 is the way we would see it in statistics or research. Let's write this out in words. So this would be 30 31 hundredths. And then our decimal would be 0. And for our decimal, 31 hundredths. All right. Remember, move your paper or turn it over, whatever you need to do, always take care of it. Honor you. Let's go for our dollars and cents. So we'll write it with our dollar symbol, 0 and 31 cents. So that would be $0 and 31 cents. All right, let's move right along. We're moving right to our areas. We only have one set of factor pairs, so this is going to be quick and easy. So I'm going to move that up to get to that. So our first one, of course, is going to be 31 by 1. Area is two-dimensional, so we have area equals 31 times 1, which equals 31 square units. So we're just talking about a square that's flat. Area is flat, a flat surface. That's an area. The perimeter would be the line on the outside. How long is the line on the outside? It is 31 plus 1 plus 31 plus 1. So I'm going to write that on here so you can see that. And that would be 64 units. And we just write units because it's not square, it's not cubed, it's just linear. All right, we're going to change it up and we're going to draw a rectangle that stands up on its head. So it's a 1 by 31. So we're just flip-flopping the numbers, getting a different perspective to our rectangle. And we still come up with 31 square units because that's what we're working with. And the perimeter, of course, would be the same, except we're changing up how we're adding it. Remember, it doesn't matter what order you add numbers or what order you multiply, you'll always get the same answer. All right, we're all the way to volume. Let me find my volume card here. Somehow it's disappeared. All right, volume. I'm going to move my paper up. I bet I dropped it on the floor. So volume, let me give you the word volume, equals width times depth times height. So let's go ahead and draw 31 across by 1 deep by 1 tall, 1, 1. So draw your rectangular prism and we're going to write our three-dimensional multiplication problem with 31 times depth, which is 1, times height, which is 1. 31 times 1 is 31, times 1 is 31 cubic units. All right. And then we come down here, we're going to stand that baby up. So let me get that to you right there. Get my cards before they fall. And we have a 1 by 1 by 31, which would be volume equals 1 times 1 equals 1 times 31 equals 31 cubic units. And then last but not least, we're going to do one by 31, 1 wide by 31 deep by 1 tall. 1 by 31 by 1. So 1 times 31 is 31, times 1 is 31 cubic units. And that is our 31 prime number. And there you have it. Hopefully you had those all written down. Pretty easy number, pretty easy day. Have a good one. I'll see you the next time we meet for the number 32.